Okay, we are back. It is so hard sometimes to make videos when Vivian wants to be involved, as she should. But oh gosh, you have to excuse me. I have some lipstick right here. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Yeah. So I think we were last talking about I had done some not so kind things to my body to try to achieve a certain beauty standard from my preteens through my early 20s. But then what I started to do between what I started to do after my second major surgery on my leg, because I was told when I was 20 years old after a military accident that I had, I was told that I would never be able to do anything physical ever again in life. That is pretty, that was a mind. And these are doctors, these were military doctors within the states of, well, I'm not going to name the states, but 3 different states that I was being told this. And this went on all throughout my 20s, just in and out of hospitals. After that second major surgery in 2006, I was on bed rest from the spring all the way to the end of the year. 6 months bed rest. Of course, I put on some pounds, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to take my life back. I don't care what these doctors say. I'm just going to live my life, because if I have this mentality that I won't be able to do anything, then I just don't want to have big R's in my life, regrets, you know? So in 2007, I took my life back, and I started going to the gym. I got a trainer, and we started working on strengthening my ankles and my legs. And I want to say by mid-20s, I had my ideal perfect body. I really did. I loved the way I looked. Something horrific did happen to me a month after turning 30. And nearly 2 years, I just stayed shut in my room. I did not want to come out. I did not want to just be here. Something very horrible happened. And that's a whole nother story. But what changed my life was working on cruise ships. And that took me all the way to the Mediterranean in 2014. And for the next 2.5 years, I worked on cruise ships, traveling the world. And there are no days off when you work on a cruise ship. No days off at all. And I was in an entertainment department. I was hosting onboard activities. So I was just constantly finishing one event and running the entire length of the ship to get to my next event within, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. So I lost a lot of weight. I would lose at least 25 pounds each contract, because you know, just being I guess American. I don't want to put all Americans into this, like certain celebrities do. Well, you know, Americans don't know about, I don't want to be that person, but you know, because they're under the ships that I worked on, there were under 100 Americans. So, and then you have 1,500 at least employees working on a ship. And most of those employees come from the Philippines, the Caribbean, and then a lot of people from Eastern Europe. So mainly, like, when we go to eat in the crew mess, the cuisine is kind of geared towards, I'm going to say one cuisine in particular. And there were a lot of days where I just ate fries and salads, but saved my money for off the ship in the ports. That's where a lot of my money went. And yeah. Anyways, but yes, I lost a lot of weight. And of course, you know, when you're home for those 6 weeks, you gain it back. And then when you go out on the ship again, then you're losing it all again. And then, yeah, so before I had Vivian, I had gotten a little bit up there in weight. Gosh, I'm about to give out some really private info. But you never know who's watching, and you never know how your story will help someone else or inspire someone else. One and the same, kind of. Anyways, yeah, so I'm 5'1". I know I'm a shorty. My dad always told me to marry tall to get those short jeans out. And I think I somewhat achieved that. But, you know, only time will tell with Vivian's height. And if she's a shorty like me, then my love for her will not change at all, you know. Of course it wouldn't. Anywho, yeah, so I'm 5'1", and by the time I left ships, I want to say that I was like in my 130s. To me, that's still a bit large, especially when I was going off of the military standards. You know, every time I go to the VA, they're telling me, oh, you're this height, you should be, you know, in this weight bracket. So 130 is pushing it for my height. But that's what it was. And I got used to just living a nice, comfy life. And then I got a job working on the computer online for like the next 4 years. And so when you're not really moving too much, and then of course old injuries start to flare up and hurt you, and of course, you know, you're taking it easy, and more weight comes on. It is what it is, you know. So I remember, it's like I say, it's kind of cringe for me to even be talking about this, but I'll just do it. So I want to say, by the time I was pregnant with Vivian, I had gotten up to like 170. Whew, 170. That's the biggest I have ever been. But with my first trimester, I lost 25 to 30 pounds just because the smell of everything just smelled like death to me. Don't even bother letting me go to the grocery store. I couldn't take it. It just smelled like straight death. There's no way to explain it. It smelled like rotting meat. Yeah. So I couldn't eat a lot of things. Even, you know, my taste buds changed as well. By the time my second trimester, that's the best trimester. Second trimester is the best trimester. You know, I was able to eat again. I wasn't as sick. You know, had a little bit more pep in my step. I wasn't one of those angry pregnant women. You know, I was more just laid back and chill, even though, you know, we were going through a lockdown at that time. But, you know, I'm a homebody anyway, so. But anywho, so by the end of my pregnancy, I had gotten up, with the help of gestational diabetes, I had gotten up to 200 pounds. 200. That was 3 years ago. It took a lot. It took a lot out of me. When I was pregnant, even though I was huge, I felt the most beautiful, I felt the most beautiful within my entire 38 years. Yes, I had a baby late. Within my entire 38 years of living, this was the first time ever in my life that I felt extremely beautiful. Extremely. The love that you just have for that growing belly. You've created life. Life lives within you. Like, you hold the future right there within you. And you're growing, baby's growing, you're changing every day, baby, as the baby is changing. And you're not just changing physically, but you're changing mentally as well. You start to learn what's important, and what's not important. That was my experience. And then things just weren't so pretty after that. What I thought was going to be like a beautiful moment of just bringing new life into the world and having that new mom body. It was just hard for me to accept. There are regrets. And I usually, like I was saying earlier, I try not to have regrets. I have had associates make comments about my weight. I have had family members comment about my weight. And recently, a few months ago, an associate of someone that's close to my family had said that I would be able to have another baby again if I just lost more weight. The audacity to even say something so nasty to someone like that. Like, we don't know each other at all. Like, that's just extremely rude. And what gets me is you have some family members that say, "Ooh, you don't look like how you used to." Like, with that energy. Snarky. And I'm like, well, I just created your bloodline is going on. Like, it's extending on just a little bit more because of me. And this is how and what you say to me. And what's really hurtful is that it's not my husband. It's not. My husband has been nothing but supportive towards me and loving all of me. Truly loving all of me. Thank you, Damien. Thank you so much. The people that make the negative comments about my weight just after having a baby are mostly women that are like over the age of 50, like as if they've never been pregnant before, had a baby. You would think women in that age bracket, 50 and up, would be more understanding. Like, do you not remember what it was like for you when you became a new mother? Do you not? Were you treated so ugly back then that, that's the toxic energy that you're now pushing on to a younger generation? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not playing that with nobody younger than myself. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No. I want to say thank you to one of my sisters, Jess, for constantly just telling me and reassuring me, you are beautiful. You're a new mom. Look at what you just did. You just did something amazing. A lot of people can't do, but you did it. And you're here. And you are now blessed with this new body. Thank you. But still in the back of my head, I just think to myself, gosh, I just want that old body that I had back. But as my husband keeps reminding me, why am I trying to turn myself into somebody who I once was, going backwards when I should be going forward? And he was getting on my case just last night. I'm showing him a picture, an old boudoir photo of myself. I'm like, oh, look at this. This was my perfect body, like at 29. And he's like, why are you showing me this? I didn't marry her. I married you. Gosh, I love him. But I will say this to wrap this up. The beginning of this year, I want to say 175, 178, pushing 180. But this past August, I got so sick and tired of all of the nasty comments that I had been hearing, for the past 2.5 years. And I was like, you know what? All of you all, I'm not going to do it on camera, but all of you all, I don't need your negative comments. Keep that for yourself. It's not wanted. It definitely wasn't asked for. I don't see how you even feel comfortable enough to even say anything to someone like this. And especially if you've never had a baby, then you definitely need to keep your mouth closed. Definitely. So 178, the beginning of this year, I've done some pretty extreme things, but I could tell you all the things that I would like to continue to do to myself, as far as like continuing to just continue eating healthy, not eating as much fast food, cutting down on the wine. I used to love wine, especially working on ships. They practically just give it to you. I cut down on my wine drinking. I had stopped drinking alcohol like right when I became pregnant. I just pretty much stopped. But I had an occasional wine or a beer, like 6 months after being 6 months postpartum. But I've cut down on a lot of that. I think now the thing that I need to work on more so now is just cutting out a lot of sugar. I feel like the sugar is really taking effect on my complexion. But as far as weight goes, I've lost a little over 30 pounds. Oh my gosh. It feels different. It feels different. A lot of my clothes that I've been, wearing over the past few years, of course, they don't really fit anymore. Things that were once tight on me, it falls off now. It feels good to have lost some weight. A part of me is happy and proud of myself for this tiny transformation, but another part of me feels some type of way. I remember that, with my jiggly belly, mommy belly, my daughter, she would often come up to me. She would lift up my shirt over my tummy and she would just lay her head on my tummy and she would kiss my tummy. And that was just like the most sweetest thing. She does not do that so much anymore since losing a lot of weight. So part of me does almost regret losing the weight because I don't have that. She still comes up to me. She kisses me, of course. Now she's trying to bite my elbow. But yes, I've lost about 30 pounds. I would love to lose another 15. I would love to lose another 15. It's going to take a lot of work for me. But yes, I've cut down as far as how much I eat, the portion control, cutting out, sugars. I cut out all soda. I might have like a soda like maybe once a month, literally once a month. The sodas that I have in my pantry, they've been there for like the past 4 months. I have not touched them. No. But,
Hello.
Hi. But, I'm covered. But this is what I'm looking like a little bit now. I dare not bring you down right here because this listening way you can see the little Ripley's. The little Ripley's. But, from having that pregnant belly. But, there are things out there that can probably fix that. I don't know. But I would love to have another baby. We will see what happens. But I've lost 30 pounds. Like, I haven't seen myself look like this in years. But, even though I am excited about losing a lot of weight, it still is not a good feeling when you have people in your circle, and maybe that's what you might need to do. You just might need to eliminate some spots from your circle. Anybody that's not giving you life, anybody that's not encouraging you or just making snarky remarks towards you, I would say just cut them out. Cut them out. You can do bad all by yourself. And that does not matter who it is. You got to do what's best for you. If you don't like the way that certain people are treating you, talk about you, especially when you're not there in the same room, cut them out. Lose that weight too. That's weight that could be lost too. Don't eat me! Don't eat me! Ah! But I am happy. I am happy, and I just you never know what somebody's going through or what they have been through, and it's always nice to be nice and to treat people with kindness, even if you don't care for them. Hey. Yeah, but it is nice to be nice. We all have something. Each and every one of us, I don't care who you are or how perfect you think someone else is, we are all going through this experience of life. We all have things that we are insecure about. Oh my gosh, this girl keeps me laughing. How could you ever be like just completely sad when you have Vivian right here? But yeah, you never know what somebody's going through, and you never know how you can brighten someone's day And it doesn't cost anything to be nice. But it could cost you everything with being a person that starts with a J and ends with a K. Right? So no matter how close you are with someone, or you think you're close to a family member of theirs or your family, there's just certain things that you should and should not say. And especially if you're over a certain age and you're a woman yourself that has experienced motherhood, going through motherhood, you definitely should be show a little bit more empathy. You should. That's what gets me. It's the women that are calling you fat and ugly and disgusting looking when they themselves could possibly lose a few extra pounds themselves. But I would never say that to them. Never. But the year 2023 has been a very hurtful year. But I'm going to be much stronger next year. I've got to. I feel like I already am a strong person, but it's time to show it. It's time to show it. I think that since having my child, I have felt the attacks verbally, physically, spiritually. And when we cut certain people out of our lives, losing that weight as well, there is a grief. There is a mourning period. And you really learn who people are. And all I did was just keep my mouth closed and just observed. But even that disturbs certain spirits. Keeping your mouth closed. Sometimes you just gotta... How do you get rid of a bully? How do you stop a bully? Not get rid of a bully. How do you stop a bully? Sometimes you just gotta tell them about themselves. They'll probably still bully. Maybe not you anymore, but sometimes you gotta cut weight out from your circle. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. As long as you love yourself and you have goals and you're working every day towards those goals. It doesn't matter if you're doing this much today and that much tomorrow. You know, small steps do accumulate to bigger ones. And just remember the tortoise and the hare. I would always tell this story when I was teaching my little children. I would tell them, you know, when it comes to movement, that even though the hare was fast, he was cocky. He was very cocky. And he took a break. Nobody can reach my level. What do I need to do? But look at that little tortoise. Even though he was slow, he never gave up. He never took a break, and he kept going. And he won. I'm telling you that no matter what you're going through, still try to achieve those daily goals. Still try to achieve them. You may not see the results tomorrow or later that day. You may not even see the results within a year, but you will see them. You will. You will. And continue to just love yourself, believe in yourself, have faith within yourself. Look in the mirror if you have to and give yourself those daily affirmations. It works. It really does. Never stop building and growing and changing into a better version of yourself. But continue to love and respect yourself. And drink lots of water. Take a 30-minute walk. Walk that dog. To put your kid in the stroller and walk down to the park. Oh my goodness. Find a video on YouTube and just follow that. I'm going to promote her. I think it's Glow or Grow with Joe. I love her personality. I love her workouts. Like, I saw results within a week. But I still have a ways to go. But it's nice to be nice. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Jerry Springer. Oh my goodness, no. Bye, y'all. Bye.